Okay, now we're at, well, how did this school affect the black students there? Because they was also being assimilated into this new world, just like the Indians. Okay, tactics used against black students, the respectability trap. For Cleola and her black peers, the assimilation tactics were more insidious. The school didn't need to strip away a foreign language or dress because they already lost their culture a long time ago. Instead, they enforced a hyper rigid standard of industrial education and strict Victorian decorum. The armor of conforming, the administration pushed the narrative that black students could only earn safety and citizenship in Jim Crow America if they became completely non threatening, submissive, and perfectly polished. They were trained to speak, dress, and act according to white Victorian ideals. Now, you remember uh, Wakanami told Cleola, he said, "Did your people ever dress for dinner?" So Wakanami was trying to get Cleola to see that she was also oppressed by this system. And Wakanami was losing his own people to it because one of them was like, I want to stay here and I want to live this life. And another one was like debating if he wanted to go back or not. And Wakanami was like, I want to go back. I actually call Wakanami I call him the forefathers of the Native American reservations because he wanted to learn politics so bad to help his people. So I'm assuming that was the beginning of them fighting for their land to keep their land so they can keep their culture. So I call him like the forefathers of the reservation of the Native American. That's what I was calling him. I was watching this movie for the 19th, 20th time. I ain't watched it that many times. I haven't hit the number 10 mark, but I think I'm around by number 7. Yeah. Anyway, limiting ambition. The curriculum heavily favored manual labor and domestic skills. The system sought to create a compliant, disciplined workforce rather than independent political thinkers, keeping black students in their place while claiming to civilize them. Cleola said she was learning sewing. And they had to learn how to cook. They had to learn how to build stuff. Does it sound familiar? I'm thinking about the movie The Help. When there was the nanny, the cook. They had to learn to build stuff. I'm just saying. Had to learn a particular way to do stuff. Anyway, cultural shaming. The school actively discouraged traditional black southern folkways and expressions, treating them as uneducated or backwards, forcing students like Cleola to internalize the idea that her natural self was something to be corrected. Her hair. Her mom telling her to speak proper. You remember that? Mm-hmm. So this movie is a master. Oh my God, it's a masterpiece. It's a beautiful masterpiece. But you got to know history in order to really embrace it. And I didn't know history like this. So now that I'm learning it, I'm willing. I'm actually embracing this movie so much. I want it in my hands. I want like a copy, a clear copy, mind you, but a copy of this movie. And I'm starting to think that maybe they should remake it, but remake it just as is. They could include some of the stuff that I said, but remake it as is. But with a more bigger budget. That's all I said. With a better budget. That's all. The next question I asked was, why did Wakanami admire Cleo's natural hair? Because I thought that was weird that he would ask her that question. I'm like, why would a man ask her the question? I know he wanted her to be around him a little longer in that alone time where there was nobody around him and he can actually like really spend time with her like he wants to. But I was like, why would he ask her that particular question? Interesting. So When Wakanomi admires Cleola's natural hair texture, it isn't just standard physical attraction. He was looking at her hair through the lens of a warrior who just had his own identity forcefully sheared away by the school administrators. For Wakanomi, hair is sacred. It represents strength, heritage, and sovereignty. When he looks at Cleola, he sees the beauty, power, and natural complexity of her coils, but he also recognizes the invisible cage she is in. He notices how the school forces her to tightly pin it back, tame it, and style it to conform to white Victorian standards of neatness and civilization. Does this sound familiar? Oh my God. By pointing out her hair, he is gently stripping away her armor and showing her the truth. They are trying to change you and hide who you are, just like they did to me. It's a beautiful, incredibly intimate moment because it's the exact point where their two worlds fully click. He realizes that while his hair was taken by force with a pair of shears, her hair is being suppressed daily by social pressure, rigid rules, and the heavy burden of having to fit in to survive. Does that sound familiar to today, Black people? Oh my God! So they try to assimilate Native Americans, and they're fighting tooth and nail not to assimilate. That's why they was fighting against that pipe being put through their land, like they was fighting, because they was trying. They're being forced to assimilate that way, and then Black people are being suppressed. I'm just leave it there. He holds a mirror up to her oppression, but he does it by reminding her of how beautiful her natural, uncompromised self truly is. It is completely it completely shifts the connection from just a mutual crush to a deeper understanding of each other. So then I asked the thing of why the explicit 16? Why they 16? Why was it even put in there in the first place? Because I felt like it was just. I still don't think they should have put it in there. They could have made it suggestive, but I was just wondering what happened. Like, what was the purpose of it? So I asked chat, help me out, girl. It it said when their relationship crosses the line into something fully physical and explicit, it isn't just an ordinary love scene. It is the ultimate final act of absolute rebellion against the entire institution. Because they were not supposed to be together. Because, it's Jim Crow. They wanted everybody separated. They wanted the Indians to assimilate but be over here to the left. They wanted Black Americans to assimilate but be over to the right. And then the white people, they also assimilating, believe it or not. And they ain't like in the middle ruling everything, but they don't know they're assimilated themselves. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, let's go back. Think about everything the school has been trying to do up to this point. They have spent months policing these two human beings down to the millimeter, dictating how they dress, how they speak, how they walk, who they can talk to, and how they carry their own bodies. You remember how she said to him in the beginning on the stairs that she can't help them, she can't escort him anywhere. You have to have a male escort at all times and things like that. They have to ask for permission. What Richard said, he was going to ask someone, administrator, for permission to take Cleola on a walk and stuff like that. Okay. He said the administration's entire goal is total control over their physical selves to force them into submission. When Wakanomi and Cleola actively chose to be together intimately, they are violently breaking every single rule of their system. Yeah, loving this. Loving this movie. Matter of fact, this movie can probably stay like it is. I still think they should add some little decorum though. Just a little bit stuff. I still think they should add the part where he healed his friend using the medicine around the herbs around the area. Cause that was an act of rebellion too. Like, you're not finna sit here and tell me that my friend is just finna just be unalive right here in front of me, and I can't do nothing about it. But please, I did. Yeah, yeah. Lazarus come forth. That's what.